What's up, Storm fans? Bryant Cook here, and tonight I have with me the one, the only Tony Mother effing Scapone. Hey Tony, how's it going?
Not bad, man.
So Tony, you messaged me, what was it, Sunday morning saying, Bryant, I've solved Legacy, I've created the best Legacy deck of all time. I want to collab. Is that roughly what you said?
It's a little more than what I said. In terms of Belcher, I think I've moved it a bit forward, but yeah, let's go with what you said. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was ready to crack Legacy wide open.
So Tony says that he's come up with this pretty sweet deck. Tony, what are you even calling this? What is the monstrosity in front of us?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I mean, obviously it's Belcher. Maybe it gets to a point where you could just call it New Belcher to actually get people to go, oh, well, is it like a thing now?
Okay. So when looking at this deck list, what are the things that are new about it? Obviously, we have some black cards here. Back in the day, Belcher used to be a black deck, and then over time it became red-green. So we've seen the return of Dark Ritual, Agadeem's Awakening, Shatterskull Smashing, Thoughtseize, and Tomb. These all look like new cards to me. Or is there anything else that I'm missing
Yeah,
here?
so before moving into the sideboard, which I'm sure is just like, glaring at some people right now, but before that, I have, and besides that, been a proponent of black red, and I have been chipping away at and have always really liked Belcher and kind of played a little bit here and there, but I think we should ultimately, if we want to be as competitive as possible, with this deck. Ultimately, we should move away from green, and I think that's for a number of reasons. The short answer is Dark Ritual, right? I guess in addition to that, a quick, aside is just that we don't need like green. There's removal, right? You can play Force of Vigor. There's a little bit better protection. You can play Veil, but it's just not the strength of this deck. The strength is not to um, be very solid with its protection. The strength is not to be able to answer things and be super resilient. The strength is to go under stuff, to be the fastest deck in the format. I mean, it's to the point where if you build a fast deck, you call it Belcher, even if it isn't Belcher, just because Belcher is like the namesake fastest deck. So I think that we should be leaning into that strength. I think black is the best way to do it because you get Dark Ritual, so you're faster. You get some additional wheel spinning in Tomb, which is also, I think, the best way to run this deck is just the very efficient, explosive, and it is fairly resilient. Gamble storm package of just wheeling and dealing. But offering multiple, very powerful and potentially, if not actually, lethal lines in front of your opponent where we can just brute force our opponent.
Some might say that Entomb and Gamble are the same card, Tony. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Some may. Hey, sometimes you really want Gamble to be Entomb. Well, guess what? Entomb is Entomb.
Wow. You heard it here first. That's a bold take from TonyScapone. Tony, I do have one concern looking at this deck list. So we're the 4X Echo of Aeon's main deck with 4 Gamble, which I love. I think that's brilliant. My concern with this package isn't the Entomb. It's how that interacts with Thoughtseize. So can you explain why this Turbo Belcher deck is running a little bit of anti-synergy between the Thoughtseize and Echo of Aeons?
Right. So it is the best protection that we have available to us if we go with this color combination. And like I expressed before, I do think it is the most powerful color combination. If Veil of Summer were a black card, I would be playing that in place of Thoughtseize. Having said that, Thoughtseize is not necessarily as bad as it looks, considering just how efficient, aggressive, and explosive this type of list has gotten. Thoughtseize is still quite good if it does allow you to put a lethal Goblin Belcher into play, or allow you to echo with a large amount of mana floating post echo. So sometimes it is not ideal, but it is still quite good. Unfortunately, without soul lands in your when you're running Belcher in your 60, you can't really support grid otherwise. And I have tested grid significantly, and it's not as though it's terrible. I just ultimately I don't think it is good enough.
That makes sense. There's also the backdoor synergy of Thoughtseize targeting yourself to discard the Echo of Aeons, and then you could flash it back using Lotus Petal or Mox Opal. Of course, this assumes that you don't have Lion's Eye Diamond in hand already.
Sure. And I do want to go on record saying that I do think Grim Monolith is definitely the card for this deck. I do think the artifact package, regardless of what color you're splashing, is the way to go. I don't know if anyone else noticed, but Goblin Charbelcher is colorless. So you can't filter your Rite of Flame into Dark Ritual or vice versa, but you can filter both of them into Grim Monolith because it does not only make colorless mana, but it does cost colorless mana. So it's a ritual that you don't need to specify what color when you're pouring mana into it. So I've really liked it. I know I've been just like cramming Monolith and like everything because I'm trying to push the card and see, you know, where it really belongs, and I do believe that it does. In addition to that, I do think Jeska's Will is just that much better than Seething Song. I don't think there's room for both, and I do think it's the card to go with. Another thing that I'm not quite sure people notice, but 7 is the number that this, at its typical ceiling, makes, and 7 is the number that we are trying to get to for Goblin Charbelcher. So especially when, I'm not sure if everyone noticed this one, but Echo of Aeons makes everyone draw 7 cards. So
That's crazy.
A lot of 7s go.
Lucky
you know
number
me.
7.
I like to spin the wheel. It's funny. I keep saying I don't know if everyone else noticed this, but I just noticed that Will makes 7 mana, right? Belcher costs 7, right? Echo makes us draw 7. That's 3 7s.
That's true.
Ding.
So, Tony, I will admit, I am not completely sold on the Burning Wishes. I understand why they're here. They beat main deck needles or weird oddities that can sometimes happen in Legacy. Our sideboard package is 3 cards, a Singleton Tendrils of Agony, Peer into the Abyss, and Empty the Warrens. I think now would be a good time to explain this wonky sideboard to our viewers.
Okay, so probably the biggest problem for Belcher is it is particularly weak against a deck that I would say is quite prevalent. You know, some may say is an issue and needs some bannings, but that deck, can you guess what that deck is?
Affinity. No?
You guessed it, Delver.
Oh, I was so close.
So I've been racking my brain trying to figure out like how do we beat Delver? How do we beat Delver? And then it clicked like, you know, maybe I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like I've already found a way that beats Delver because I move away from Soul Lands. We can't have Soul Lands or playing Charbelcher. I thought to myself, well, we could just put this big old package right in the sideboard and move it all in and take Belchers out and just kind of, it's almost like a transformational, to an extent, sideboard. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. And one of the things that kind of pushed me into this was I just wasn't happy with anything I was doing with the sideboard. And I didn't realize that until I was asked, well, what, because I had been saying, well, Leyline is a meme, right? When people were asking me, you know, about the list and they wanted to play Belcher in whatever tournament or whatever. And I would warn them like, well, Leyline of Anticipation is just a meme. So, you know, you might want to put, and then I would kind of stumble like, I don't even know what to put. And on top of that, I wasn't happy with some of the spots that I was running anyways, namely removal. I noticed that I just wasn't using it. Like I was either going under hate or losing to hate despite putting removal in my sideboard and moving it into my main deck postboard. So that made me realize that there is indeed room to just shove literally a 10-card package to turn into a very efficient turn 1 empty deck.
That makes sense. All right, Tony. We've been talking for roughly 10 minutes at this point. I think we should just hop on in to match number 1. Do you have any final thoughts before we do that?
Yeah, I mean to come around to your Burning Wish thing, because at this point, when you put that many cards in your sideboard, you do really have to trim down on the Burning Wish package. And I don't know. I do think we should still run it. Maybe we can have some. You can have some further thoughts as to what else to do, but which allows us to put the Echo and the Gamble #4 into the main deck, which coincidentally also strengthens our not only our openers but also specifically what we're trying to do with Leyline of Anticipation. And I do think that because of the fact that there's not really, I mean, I'm open to ideas, but I think this is the best thing that you can be doing with some of these sideboard spots is playing Leyline of Anticipation, because it does help with another one of our weak points, which is Prison when we're on the draw. So if we lose the die roll, we're probably going to lose the Prison, and this card will give us a chance in game 3 to actually close out the match rather than just losing if we lose the die roll. And then vice versa, if we win the die roll and win, well, game 2, we have a chance to close it out before we even have to play the game 3. And so if nothing else, just wheeling them into a different hand has won me a lot of games with this card. So, and it lines up with this really low land count, because you can just bring in the ley lines and take out a few of these MBFC lands, because you can't play lands on their turn. So that it's lined up really nicely, and it's actually been what I think is not a meme at this point.
All right, so I think
that's
you've danced around my question, but you haven't actually answered it. So I understand
Sure.
Leyline, I understand MT, I understand the Soul Lands. Burning Wish has 3 targets. Couldn't Burning Wish be, I don't know, Infernal Tutor, for example, like some other card, and then you would gain 2 sideboard slots? It could be the 4th Leyline that would pair equally with your 4 MDFCs, so it's 4 for 4, and then you could gain another flex spot here. Why Burning Wish instead of some other alternative?
Well, Infernal Tutor, you'd then have to put Tendrils in your deck, and I don't
Why do you
think
need the tendrils though?
Well, you need a win con. You're saying why not just simply rely on Char Belcher and
Yep,
Char Belcher only?
correct.
It's a
Like
fair
in
question.
Legacy, there's really only Cloud Post that has a main deck needle, and you could just outbelch them.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think of that. That Burning Wish into Pier, it's a set 9-mana line, right? And so is Infernal into Belcher. It does also kind of go in line with, like, we're going under stuff anyway, so why worry about stuff like Needle? Although I will say, Needle has been obnoxious.
I do believe that.
um,
All right, Tony, I got
but
to cut
yeah,
you off. I'm sorry. This whole video can't be the deck tech. So before we hop into match number
yeah.
1, where can people find you?
So you can find me just by searching TonyScapone on, either YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the usual places. TonyScapone.
Go subscribe, like, comment TonyScapone's stuff. Tony's a great member of the community. You can find Tony in the Storm Discord. A terrific brewer. I mean, I love Tony's decks. That's why he's here tonight. But without further ado, let's head on over to match number 1. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, early access to videos, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, such as theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Match number 1, Tony. We're facing Winger of NC, or Wing Zero FNC. I don't know how to read. Forgive me. But we're on the play. We're looking to belch here. Well, we have a hand that makes at least 7 mana with a Jeska's Will, so we could Jeska's Will into Jeska's Will to exile the top 3, but is that good enough? I'm not so sure.
No, it seems pretty weak.
I would agree. So here we have the Echo of Aeons. We have a Lotus Petal, but not a whole lot else going on. Jeska's willing to Belcher, but we don't have 3 mana. If only these Thought Seizes made mana instead. I'm inclined to mulligan.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So we have, hypothetically, let's just talk through this. We could Simian Spirit Guide, gamble, go get Diamond. Play the Diamond, assuming that we didn't have to put anything back here. We still can't get Metalcraft to then play Entomb into Echo. Is this a mulligan to 4?
It is. We're basically looking for Echo hands at this point.
Well, we found the Echo, but no initial mana source. I believe we should go to 3.
Mm-hmm.
We have an initial red. Honestly, Tony, I know that this isn't the way you wanted to start the video. I think we're supposed to mulligan to 2.
We are.
Hey, we did it!
Ding ding.
Okay, we found the Lion's Eye Diamond Echo combo. Okay, you ready to pod race?
Let's do it. Ooh,
Diamond. Had triple blue. Flashback Echo of Aeon Storm 2. It resolves!
Oh, wow.
Ah,
It's a horrendous
Heartbreaker.
hand, but I can't believe it resolved.
Heartbreaker. Mountain. Okay. Take a draw. So we can go get Diamond and Echo again. I'm down.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we have to do. Basic mountain.
Grab a Lion's Eye Diamond. Red Entomb.
Oh.
I've called it that before. No one ever believes me.
God damn you, Bryant.
It's clearly my fault. I'm not a very good gambler. They're going to clean up. This card's on Holy Heat. What?
Wow.
This person's known for playing Sneak and Show, and here we see an Unholy Heat. Scalding Tarn.
They're on a basic mountain too? Like, I don't get it.
Ponder. They did not shuffle. What's the discard here?
Echo Vans.
Understandable. Okay. Another Ponder. They have 8 in hand and they discard Expressive Iteration. I believe we likely discard an Entomb here.
Sure.
Included Delta. Counterbalance. We gained a little bit of information. We draw Echo and immediately discard it. Tony, how do you feel about just going to game number 2?
Let's take one more draw. If it's an LED, we'll try to rip it. If not, scoop it up.
I just don't know if I love our odds against Counterbalance. Our opponent has kept a couple times off Ponder. Not feeling too high here. Drew a Spirit Guide. So in theory, we could cast Rite of Flame, but then nothing.
Yeah, I would just scoop it up.
Alright. That did not go as planned.
That was a very strange game of Magic.
So what is... I would guess that they're just on a larger build of Delver. What's the plan here? Do we still go with the empties?
I would. I'm pretty sure it's some sort of tempo. So we bring these in. We have to take out Belcher.
Goodbye, Belcher.
And I like to take out Jeska's Will. I take out the Entombs.
Beautiful board mapping.
Yeah, that was crazy. We drew 5, 6 pieces of action in a row in a deck that's 2/3 mana.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Crazy.
So, Tony, if we're looking at possible sideboard options, this deck has a lot of 0-mana artifacts in it. Do you know a Storm card that plays well with 0-mana artifacts?
Galvanic Relay does.
Yeah, where the hell is it, Tony? Where is our relay?
Yeah, there's just a lot of cards in this deck that don't work very well with Relay.
Fair. I'm just in love with the card. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, it might belong.
One thing that I enjoy about TonyScapone is Tony has a very similar attitude that I do when it comes to deck building. Oh, this hand's so close. I want to keep it. And that attitude is cards have a flexible scale on whether or not they're good. Tony and I share this idea where cards usually aren't trash or perfect. They're somewhere in between, and we're both very what's the word I'm looking for here? Like indifferent a lot of the time on how good certain things are regarding to the metagame.
Sure. This is close, but probably not good enough though. I'm just looking for a turn 1 empty hand.
Should I mulligan?
I would.
Okay, so is this turn one
Wow.
empty with Thoughtseize? So I believe it is.
No, because we don't have empty in the board right now.
Oh.
But we have Thoughtseize into Echo. I would actually bottom the Burning Wish.
That's a heartbreaker. Okay. So I would personally go Petal, LED, Opal.
Sure.
Because we need the Metalcraft in order to play both pieces, so you have to unfortunately.
Yeah, you don't want to play LED last and give them the opportunity to both counter it and take you off a Metalcraft. It's just too juicy for them. I do it that way sometimes if I want them to counter the LED.
Yeah, same. I say this to people in tutoring sessions all the time. It's about creating a narrative for the opponent. By Force of Will. You see Snapcaster Fluster? So they're just like a blue-red control deck?
Yeah.
Alright, so this time Gamble is in Tomb. We're going to grab Echo. Add some blue mana here. Ouch. Floating 2 blue, Storm 6. There we go. Lion's Eye Diamond. Mox Opal. Keep this one.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do we get greedy? I think we just empty, right?
I mean, I would. So, what if they have end the festivities? Like, I feel like it's pretty free to Thoughtseize first.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, unless they like force this and force Rite of Flame. And they got nothing. Now we can just tendrils them. What is
Ashiok
what is happening?
creates a 1/1 burn creature with flying. Are we being punked? Alright, ponder down. I guess the only part that I don't like here is that they're going to get to see the empty.
No. Wait. What do you mean? See? Oh, right, because I thought you were gonna cast it. I'm like,
No, because we're going to trying to hold control here. It's not doing anything. All right, there we go. I did it. Sacrifice. Turn 1 on the play. Grab the chicken tenders from the sideboard. We did it. Turn 1.
as much as I would love to empty them on their turn 0, Leyline is really, when it comes in, it replaces 3 of the 4 lands that are in our normal 60. So you can't reasonably support Leyline of Anticipation with all these lands in our deck.
That makes sense. I mean, in theory, you could board out the lands, keep the empties. I guess you still have these lands too. It is a lot of lands.
Yeah.
Okay. On the play. Or, I'm sorry, on the draw. Double Spirit Guide, Burning Wish, Agadeem's Ancient Tomb. I don't think we're actually allowed to keep this. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't like it.
All right, they took a mulligan. We will join them. This is much better.
Hell yeah.
We're an artifact short of Metalcraft. Is it Dark Ritual?
I think so.
Goodbye, Dark Ritual. This feels like a Belcher hand. Okay, so how do you sequence this?
You can go Spirit Guide, Rite of Flame. It's a pretty juicy target, and then they might still even counter Grim Monolith. They're likely to daze Grim Monolith if we just run it out there, and we don't really want to use our Spirit Guide for it.
I don't know if this deck is playing Daze. It looks a little bit larger than we thought.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they weren't. But I think they're even more likely to counter Rite of Flame if we Spirit Guide Rite of Flame post Monolith. I think Spirit Guide Rite of Flame is like probably the most reasonable way to go about this here.
All right, that resolved. Grim Monolith. Firm 2. You love to see it. Mox Opal. And unfortunately, we're 1 mana shy here of Burning Wish pre-empty. From 4. 8 goblins. Okay,
Nice.
I like this. Pass the turn. It felt a little bit too easy. I don't like it.
Right.
Scalding Tarn. They sacrifice the Tarn for a basic island. 2 mana. We don't care about that. We've already cast our spells. Okay. Get in there. This knocks them down to 11. Nice 2 mana card. They're at 10.
Maddening Hex? Come on. Come on, do it.
Tony, you could call this deck Black Belcher.
I wanted to say it when you first asked me, but I didn't want to just go and, commandeer. It's basically what it is.
It's fine. I mean, I own blackbelcher.com. We'll just redirect it to this video. No big deal. I pay $20 a year for that meme. Money well spent.
It's funny, I thought of that and I was like, well, first I made the epic gamble and now I'm gonna take Black Belcher.
They have a goblin shaman.
Oh, it's the Goblin's Mirror. Ooh, Monolith is
That was a good
really
one.
good.
Yeah. Get in. Are we even supposed to, though? Because we already have lethal on board.
No, I wouldn't do it now, but it's nice to be able to refuel if they did find a sweeper.
They're allowed to discard up to 2 cards and then draw that many. They're spending a long time deciding what they're going to do with this trigger. Forcible Scalding Tarn. Okay. Incoming concession?
Yeah, you don't need Force of Wills against us. So they must have multiple cantrips and they're just trying to figure out the most optimal way to give themselves the best odds at finding their sweeper.
Or they're thinking, how could I have counterbalance and lose this game? 3 blue mana.
Or they're thinking, I'm going to cast Show and Tell.
They have an Aether Channeler. So they can make a 1/1 bird. They drew a card. They play Misty Rainforest. Bryant Cook plus TonyScapone wins the match.
Wow.
The dynamic duo. Black Belcher's back, baby. Match number 2 coming up. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Black Belcher time. We're on the play versus Jumps. Ooh. This one was really close.
Very close.
The mulligan. This one could do it. So we played the Aghanemes. It's tough because you have to get kind of lucky. So we'd have to Aghanemes, Lotus Petal, Rite of Flame, Dark Ritual, Burning Wish. No, we don't have Echo on the board. This just doesn't do it.
This hand doesn't quite work.
Yeah, I keep on forgetting we don't have Echo on the board. No, this doesn't work either. Uh-oh. I think we're going to 3 again.
Yep.
Chichu?
It's tempting to keep Chromox, red card, gamble. Then we have a red source and echo. Rather than, it's like 11% or something like that to hit exactly LED and echo. Actually, it's better than that since we have a 4th echo.
I'd rather just go to 2 personally.
Yeah, go to 2.
See?
Hey,
Part of the cards. You just gotta believe.
Easy game.
Gotta have a little bit of faith. What would George Michael do?
It's gonna be a turn 1.
I hope so. I hope that our opponent's just some casual playing their Chatterfang deck or whatever this is. Helico Glider. I'm sure it's a Chatterform impersonator. Like, they're on their casual Squirrels deck in a Legacy League that they paid $12 for, and we're just going to turn 1 them.
Oh my god. Why? I mean,
some people just want to watch the world burn. Some people are us. We are, in fact, some people. Second. I was hoping for a second diamond there. So they played an end-step Brainstorm. Untap, Polluted Delta, into Volcanic Island, Ponder. Who even plays those lands anymore? Gamble. Okay. Let's find a red source. Do you think they're on Rug Delver, or do you think they're like a Minsk and Boo deck?
Probably Minsk and Boo. Volcanic
number 3. They lightning bolt us. Okay. This is Murky. This doesn't look like a Minsk and Boo deck.
No, it doesn't.
I feel like people that play Rug Delver in the year 2022 are like the people that go to a restaurant and order meatloaf. Like, they just don't know what's good. So here we are.
Let's go. Okay.
Sure. Enjoy your meatloaf. Think of how badly our opponent could have blown us out multiple times this game, but instead they're just like, I need to counterspell every single thing they do.
Yep. Yeah, if your opponent has 2 cards and they play an LED, there is not a single card in Magic that warrants you countering the LED instead of just waiting. Like, best possible other card is Echo, and you can get it.
Well, they do have, they've played more Storms than we have, or more spells. Talking's overrated. Volcanic Island is back. Look at their storm count, Tony. It's so high. Okay, we're at 10. They have 2 in hand. Concede.
They weren't dead.
Oh, okay. I guess we weren't dead. In my head, I was thinking that the channeler was going to level up. I'm sorry. That might have been a little early.
All right, let's get them with the gobos.
Okay, Black Belcher, let's do it. So we want to board out the Belchers and then the Jeskas. Jeskas will is a really big forcible target versus blue deck, so I understand why we're getting rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same reason why I phased the card out entirely out of the Epic Gamble. Oh
Hi-oh.
man. Oh.
You'll love to see
So
it.
okay, here's a discussion to have. Because I mean, they may very well just throw Force of Will at anything, which is fine because we have 2 Spirit Guides and Ancient Tomb. We're just
I think
sandbagging.
you lead on Lotus Petal Ritual, see if they'll force it.
Yeah. Although, and the only other thing to mention was they did just straight up force an LED last time, but we only had 2 cards. I agree with Petal Ritual.
Ooh, that looked like an F6. Yeah, they're F6.
Aw, that's disappointing. Wait, can we cast? No, we can't.
You want to play a monkey too?
Yeah.
Tony's here for the monkey business. 8 goblins.
Although any red source puts a 2/2 on board, which is pretty good.
Ape Spirit Tribal. Channeler. Rite of Flame. Get in there. Do they block? They did not. Ponder. So if they have a sweeper in their deck, they're certainly digging for it. They kept the card on top with the Surveil.
Which is fine. It could be a second land that they need. It could be a cantrip.
They play Scalding Tarn. They do not attack.
I don't like that. I don't get it.
They're switching phases so that way if they make their channel or Delirious, they have a 3/3 blocker instead of being forced to attack.
Yeah, but I don't get why they wouldn't put a card in the graveyard and then fetch with Tarn.
Maybe it was the second land. I don't know. They're passing back. Draw.
Is this a surgical not on our draw step?
We draw Rite of
Nope.
Flame number 2. If you're willing to play Rug Delver in this year, I'd believe you're also someone that likes to board in Surgical in every matchup. It's fine. They
And
don't
it's a
block on the
main deck
channel.
trop. Like, people have been playing Minsc and Boo and just putting a trop in their sideboard, but this one was there in game 1.
Do you change your plan at all for game number 3?
No, I wouldn't.
All right. I'm willing to just open up another hand like that. No big deal.
Yup.
And here we go.
Well done, Bryant.
I've been practicing
This
in front of the mirror.
is a Thoughtseize into empty.
I think we should play out the tomb first, though, to give the illusion that we're willing to play around days.
Yeah, in fact, do we play Monolith first? Definitely Petal.
Are they going to force
you
her pedal?
Would you stop it, OP? No. Yeah, I just thought.
Yeah.
The only problem is if they have like Force Plus days, because then
We
it's
could
kind of
echo
awkward.
if that is the case.
That's true. Nothing. Classic nothing. Well, they have the thing, but sorry, OP. We got all of it.
What if they just hid the other rough tumble on top? Maybe I'm not supposed to say that out loud.
I don't think so. If that's the case, it's not like we have a lot of resources, which is nice. That's probably one of the strongest things about having soul lands in your empty deck is you don't even blow all your resources to do it. Like, we have Metalcraft, we have 6 mana on board, we can untap this monolith. At some point, maybe we have a red source. Did they really? What are they doing? Playing Sylvan Library?
Expressive iteration. What?
Digging for sweeper number 2.
They put Expressive Iteration into exile. Take 14.
Do we want to play this Opal out?
I thought no, because we have 3 more
I
empties
don't
in
think
our
it
deck.
matters.
So, I don't
Yeah.
know. Another iteration. Things are looking good. Incoming concession. Tony, we're 2-0.
Heyo.
Love it. Black Belcher, baby. All right. 3 more matches left. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Match number 3, we're on the play again, Tony. These die rolls are doing us pretty well here. We have the Jeskai Will. We have a red source. We can even play Jeskai Will for 7 on the first turn, assuming that the opponent keeps. We could gamble for the Belcher, but we'd only have 2 cards, and that would bring us down to 6 mana. I don't know if this is a keep.
Well, you'd have the ritual first. So, what the play is if we were?
Oh,
to
you'd
keep,
actually have 8 mana then if they kept.
Yeah, we'd imprint, entomb, play land, ritual.
It'd be a
That's
50-50.
4. Will, yeah, up to 8, and then it would be a 50-50 for Belcher. I think we can do better than that on average. I never quite loved these hands, but
I'd rather go to 5, I think.
it's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 mana, so 4 mana post will. Yeah, let's go to.
So if we got diamond with the gamble, we don't have black mana
No.
for entomb.
Okay.
Yep. So here's a question for you. Do you keep the land, or I guess there's no reason to keep. Like, I guess you can't play the Grim Monolith.
Yeah, so might as well just take the free storm.
Yeah. Or so do you keep the land?
All right, we're down.
You
Yeah,
probably
I keep the land. And just play it untapped.
Who doesn't love to lightning bolt themselves in the evening? Ouch. 17. The Lions at Diamond. Opal. Turn 2. Incoming main deck Mindbreak Trap. Equivalent. And it resolves.
Nice. So I think we have it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah.
Are we actually going to get to activate the namesake of this deck? Belcher. Oh boy. You were doing the pet Uglo there. The They did get to see our entire library though.
What order would you like to put them in though?
So I think I'm gonna put Diamond on top. And then Echo. What do you think about after that?
Let's go any order. So now they're at -30. That seems like enough. It's nice is that it's 100%. You just got to be careful if you peer yourself, because you can start getting down to, not killing them territory.
There's another reason to run main deck Infernal Tutor over Burning Wish. Although if you resolve peer, I'd be willing to bet you could probably double belch.
Yeah.
Assuming
probably.
We don't know what our
then you have
playing. What's the game plan? Are we allowed to board in Leyline? I'd love to turn 0 someone.
This is what I've been doing. I'm not sure if it's correct, but
come on, can we do it, please? Pretty please.
I would leave 1 Agadeem's Awakening.
Yeah.
And the reason for this, it might seem, I don't know if you probably already figured this because you didn't ask me about it specifically, but it might seem odd having more red cards and yet having 3 Agadeems
Oh,
with a
well, it's
3/1
because you have
split.
Simian Spirit Guide to make red, so you want
Yep.
more Agadeems to make black for imprint equity as well. Yeah, that makes perfect
So
sense.
so you did see it, yeah.
I've played a combo deck or two in my life, Tony.
Or 2.
Yeah, at least two. There's the Epic Storm and Black Belcher. No ley line. I mean, this hand also isn't even that good with a ley line.
Mm,
Okay, so
okay.
we have ley line into gamble, but that gamble doesn't do anything.
2, 3. No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, we have to put it back. So I made this mistake once where I was so excited to be doing stuff instantly on their upkeep. I went to their draw step.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, we'll go to their draw step. No, you can't do that. This is
4.
pretty bad. This is
I think
so
we go to
close to
3.
perfect. So we're on 4. Wait, 1. Yep.
We have the wrong 1 mana spell here. I think we
Yep.
should just go to 2.
Okay.
Playing this deck in paper must be tough because the most of your match is spent doing mulligans. Well, that's sad.
I'm used to that sort of thing.
So they're on Moon Stompy. I'm actually comfortable just going to game 3. Like, we're not going to beat this.
Yeah.
Now
But
we can
I'm
get.
glad I'm glad we had ley lines in our deck because it gave us a chance at winning game 2.
Yeah. So against that deck, what do you think about potentially bringing in empties and with the Belchers, like to have the just like full fledged like turbo package? Like, let's get rid of the Thought Seizes, bring in the empties. We just want to like turbo belch.
Uh, Wait, how many cards do we have? Okay, 60. I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's ideally we just want to find actual Belcher hand, which we came so close to
I
doing.
mean, I don't think we mulligan this. This seems delightful.
It's 1 shy of belching and it's 1 shy of emptying. So yeah, we gotta just hope they don't have a
A ley line.
ley line.
But even if
But
they
at
do,
least
we can just play
we
out the
can put
Belcher. Or play out everything else, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
right, and then we're just 1 mana away from Belcher. I've actually been winning this matchup pretty consistently because of that.
Okay, well, this person doesn't like fun. I think we play the Agadeems. We can just play it tapped.
Yep.
And then imprint the Echo.
Yep.
Pass
We
the
just need
turn.
1 mana. Dark Ritual, Rite of Flame,
Jeska's
land. Yep.
Den of the Bugbear. Pass the turn.
They did nothing else. This game is pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, when you have a deck like Black Belcher, every game is easy.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Hey.
No, what? No Mind Break Trap that you can't even cast because this is store number 1? Wow. And we got to win some games with Belcher, which is pretty cool. Tony, we're undefeated. How about that?
3-0.
All right, match 4 coming up. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Match number 4, we have Spirit Guide, Rite of Flame, Grid Monolith, Entomb. No way to put the actual Echo to the graveyard. This is a pretty easy mulligan, Tony.
Yeah.
Battle, Dark Ritual, Spirit Guide. We have the Belcher. No mana to activate it. I think we mulligan again.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay.
So this is a 5. We could put one of the Chrome Moxen on the bottom immediately. I don't think this hand does it. There's no echo on the board for Burning Wish. We can't even cast the Burning Wish.
We're 1 mana shy of casting Belcher, though, Brian. If we bottom Chrome Mox and Burning Wish, we have Chrome Mox into Dark Ritual with an LED in our hand.
You think that's better than us
Belcher.
taking another mulligan?
I do.
I'm gonna listen to the master. All right, Burning Wish Chrome Mox.
Because there's also other draws that are fine. Like,
I forgot we're on the draw. Okay, that makes
Black
way more
Lands.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, being on the draw, I'm okay with this. I thought we were on the play again. Just pass.
Yes, against Scalding Tarn. This is very close to like we're a couple of draws away from beating even like Force of Wills, you know.
They did not shuffle on the ponder.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I think we pass again.
I wish Gamble was a black card, because then we could at least just like Thoughtseize. We could imprint Dark Ritual and Thoughtseize, but that takes us off of Belcher.
I want them to play a threat. Volcanic Island. Mystic Sanctuary. They're passing with 6 in hand. Draw for turn. What's the play?
So we have 2, 3. So
we have Belcher with Thoughtseize backup. We imprint the Gamble, cast Rite of Flame. Pedal, Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize, Belcher, Diamond, activate.
Yeah, I would do it.
It's right on the Chrome Mox.
I guess we don't have to cast Rite of Flame. We can Dark Ritual first.
If they daze, though, I guess even if they daze, you can't cast the Belcher anyway, but...
Well, no, if they daze... Well, yeah, you're right.
Well, you
Gamble
could...
is kind of our backup plan.
I think you're supposed to Rite of Flame, because you can still cast Belcher if they daze the Dark Ritual.
Yours.
Okay, we'll pass. You got me. End step Brainstorm. We could draw another Lotus Petal, that would be great. Or a Mox Opal. The Flooded Strand. Is this going to be a Murktide region? Tundra. I don't like that. Narset, that's fine. I'm starting to think that this is an actual control deck. Pyroblast. No blue spells here. Oh, there's a blue spell. So we can't... This is actually really tough now. Do we just wait?
Yeah.
But we risk losing to Daze and doing. Oh, the gamble actually doesn't matter with the Narset in play anyway.
Pyroblast and 4. I would just Ritual. I would just go for the effing Belcher. Another Pierce. Okay.
That's annoying. They use the Narset. Force a negation. Are you okay if we go to game 2?
It depends on this draw. Could draw Black Land. We did not.
That gives us some life.
I would play out LED and gamble for an Agadeem's.
Oh, sorry. I hit F6. My bad.
That's alright. So I think we would have to take like a really high risk, high reward play.
But if we draw... Oh, I guess we don't have soul lands. My bad. If we drew Rite of Flame, we could go Rite of Flame into Jeskai.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'd probably gamble for the Rite of Flame.
They have 4 in hand, and we know one of them is a Pyroblast, though, so they can actually cast it We know that they have the force. I think you're supposed to get the Agadeems.
Taking Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
We get the other Thoughtseize. Not ideal. Ouch. Thoughtseize. Okay, so they have Pyroblast and 2 unknowns. Dark Ritual, Rite of Flame both win it for us. And to think I was willing to concede.
A land could potentially do it. Or any 1-mana card.
Yeah, but I mean, that also assumes that our opponent decides not to make the right play. You want to do it?
Yeah. Well, wait. Are we dead on board? I can't see.
They can do 6 power next turn.
Yeah, I would go for it, because if they let it go, we have a shot. And I don't think it's going to get better with this will anyways.
Oh, they let
Oh
it
my
go.
God.
Belcher.
Okay, so we queued into the main deck.
Double spell pierce, double
double
force.
force negation.
You know, the average legacy control deck.
I mean, it's a good call on a Moto League, but
My
still
issue
kind
with
of
this is like
obnoxious.
your opponent ever plays a turn 1 threat, this deck is never winning.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we have any draws here.
Okay, so I would like the empty plane here.
Yes.
Yeah, get rid of these Jessica's Wills. I actually bought a Jessica's Will on Magic Online this week for my online commander deck. They are still very expensive, Tony. Fun fact.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Game 2. On the play this time for realsies.
Oh,
This is a bummer. Mulligan. We have the
okay.
empty. We can imprint Agadeems. Do we empty for 6 on the play? I think I'm down.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's not like this deck is going to have a lot of blockers. Play the Chrome Mox. See if they'll force a Lions at Diamond. Fortunately not. I 6 goblins.
If nothing else, it helps pressure Narset.
No, they're totally gonna force a goblin here. Okay, we have 4 goblins. 5 turn clock.
Now Echo and Entomb are good draws.
Prismatic Vista. Get in there. Well, honestly, I'd be completely happy drawing a second empty too.
Yep.
Play a turn. Draw for turn. Get in there. This puts them down to 12. They use Scalding Tarn. They're at 11 for a Tundra. Is this a Brainstorm? It is. There's a card that I am worried about here that I've noticed has started to make a comeback on Magic Online over the last 2 weeks. You know what card I'm thinking about? They just fetched it away.
No.
Terminus. I've noticed it quite a bit recently. Very Time Raveler. They bounce a goblin. Do you attack the Teferi or do you just let it plus up 2 more times? Ding.
3, 6, 9.
I think we're supposed to kill it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's likely to get some value if we don't.
Okay, so they'll fall to 8 here and we have to pass the turn. They're at 6 cards in hand, 8 life. 5 cards in hand, 8 life. Wish. I get in for 3. Mountain.
Is this a shark?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have a red source. So now we need to draw into the red source. They're going to fall to 5.
We pretty much have a tendrils kill if we find that.
Flooded Strand. Meltdown. Not very kind. Deafening silence. Wow.
Gross. Oh, and then we drew it.
I mean, let's just play it out.
Yep.
Do we attack here? I think you're supposed to.
Them to 4, and then we go. Wait.
No, actually, I don't think we are.
No. We want to go up to 4 goblins.
Yeah. The issue is if they have a counter spell.
Now we just want to keep drawing empty.
Yeah, we have 2 more empties left. Uh-oh. They got back force negation. I think we're locked. Unless they counter the Burning Wish next turn.
They probably do.
That's brutal. This person woke up and chose violence today.
Yeah, definitely.
Jace the Mind Sculptor. So close.
Oh, we hit our best draw, too.
Force it. Doesn't actually do anything.
No, I think we should scoop it up. I think our only out would be like if we had gotten tendrils and then play like a monkey into tendrils. But that's no, I would scoop it up. Scoop it up.
Alright, we're taking a loss. Bummer. 3-1. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. Alright, Tony, the 5th and final round with Black Belcher. Here we have a hand where we can go Rite of Flame off the Lotus Petal, and we are just short of casting the Jeska's Will. Would you keep this, hoping to hit that extra mana, or you just take a London Mulligan?
I would just mull.
Diamond Gamble? I mean, this seems like a keep to me. We can do the Echo thing.
Yeah, do we want to bottom Belcher? If we hit another Rite of Flame, we can cast it. If we hit... That's about it, I guess. So, yeah, you might as well bottom... Well...
I like the
Not
draw.
even necessarily. No, I would bottom Belcher, because that second gamble could come in handy.
Yeah, so I was
we
thinking
go
about
right
it. If you could double gamble, but it really only matters if the opponent's silly enough to counter the first one.
No, not necessarily. So you can't... The first gamble gets Echo, and if it hits Echo or Thoughtseize, you get to 50-50 gamble for another LED.
Okay.
Which I'm always... Not always, but in most cases, I'm willing to spend 1 to try and get 3, because on average, that's 1.5.
Do we just go for it in the face of Misty?
Not so sure. Double.
I mean, we can play around days. Assuming that the Rite of Flame resolves.
They multi 5.
Yeah.
We'd be sticking around basically to be... I mean... Petal's a good draw, Opal's a good draw, Black Land, which we have 3 of, is a good draw. Another Rite of Flame allows us to like double Echo. Another LED allows us to double
You're
Echo.
talking into it. I think we should pass.
Yeah, I think there's just too many live draws. Not so sure Chromox does it. Chromox gets us 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Yeah, Chromox gets us double Echo. Monolith does not help.
I think we just pass again.
Yeah.
Get rid of an Monolith.
Yeah.
Volcanic Island.
Guess we're walking into Narset, huh? But this is an Uro.
Caracas. They chose to put the arrow to the graveyard. Draw.
Ugh.
Deck is not liking me right now.
Yeah, the only bad cards to draw are Grim Monolith, Will, Belcher, and 2 Burning Wish.
Away from the loam. Still has 3 in hand.
I guess I didn't count Entomb. That's also
Oh, jeez.
bad. I would bottom. I would bottom Monolith.
You mean
Because
discard?
Entomb makes Dark Ritual a good draw. I guess that's another draw that would have been bad, but now is live.
They milled Force of Will, Brainstorm, Ponder with that dredge. They pick up the Misty, they play it. 2 cards in hand now. Holy
There we
moly.
go.
Lions of Diamond. Alright, our Opal resolves. Whoops. Black, Thoughtseize.
It's a Mystic Sanctuary. Nope. Another Endurance. Okay.
Turns out they had nothing the whole time, and we should have just went for it.
Okay.
Whoops. Getting a little laggy here. So now we gamble for Echo.
Echo first. Yeah.
Now
Nice.
we gamble for the LED, and we have a 50-50. Hey, we did it. Redemption for that first match.
I would make red.
Yep. And we'll float 1 blue.
Yep.
From 10.
Nice.
I think we're supposed to Jeskai them to see if they'll force it rather than forcing the Belcher.
I agree. We still have so much after this, too.
They unfortunately had a force. I think
So
we
now
play...
No. I would imprint it. I would...
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would imprint it and cast Entomb.
For what? We have Echo already. Feels like a waste of mana.
Well, if they have another force, because then we're close to Metalcraft and we could potentially go.
So if I were playing on my own here, I would imprint the Entomb, take 3, Echo again,
just
floating
for
2
the
black.
extra mana.
Yeah.
And say, if you have it, you have it. Yeah. That's probably better. I was just talking it out.
They're F6'd. Okay, make 3 blue.
Yeah, I would leave both of our black here.
Oh, you would leave both black.
No, yeah, go with both. 1 and 1. That helps with Entomb lines.
We found Belcher again. So we have
1,
2
2,
mana
3,
available, 3, 4, 5,
1
6.
shy. Yeah, we're 1 shy. We could frontside an Echo instead, and then we have like all this permanent mana on board to
I mean, we're not
still have
dead,
Belcher.
so we can just play Belcher, right?
We can, but I feel like, don't they have enough interaction to just deal with it?
I mean, I don't know. I would personally play the Belcher, but I don't think it matters. If you want to front half the Echo, we can.
If we play Belcher and they counter it, we can't Echo next turn. But if we play Echo and they counter it, we still have Belcher and we have Echo in our graveyard, unless they force a negation. I think casting Belcher here Echo is better.
Okay. For what it's worth, we can't play and activate Belcher next. We don't have enough mana.
Right, but we could Echo if it remains in our graveyard.
Better to play the Opal.
Yeah, just put a Grape Shot in my hand already.
Okay, so we're gonna hardcast the Echo. Storm 18.
You got a Force of Will.
Wasteland.
Okay.
We take 6 off the endurance. We're at 6 life. Draw. Alright, so we're all in and flashing back the Echo. Storm 2. Counter target spell in your Caracas Savannah Taiga deck with Wasteland? That's greedy. Greedy. But we've lost game number 1. I am still down for the empty plane here. What do you think?
I'm down for it on the play. I don't think I want to do it on the draw.
Yeah, well, we are on the play.
Uro tends to race it. Whoa.
Oh. Okay, well, we can unsideboard the hard way. Are you sure we don't want Leylight of Anticipation when we're on the play?
Bryant's really taking the whole, shuffle your sideboard into your main deck to the heart.
I mean, you don't do that?
I guess it's probably good, mental practice for doing it in paper. Do we play against the blue deck in every single match?
No, we face Moonstompy in round 3.
Right. Yeah, otherwise it was tempo, Jeskai, and this.
Correct. Alright, on the play, game number 2. I think we keep this. We just wait on the Thoughtseize? No, you think we should mull this?
I do. It's just an all-in Echo hand. What are you waiting around for? I mean, yeah, we could... I don't like it.
Okay. This seems decent.
Yeah.
Let's lead on the diamond. They are, in fact, forever. Chromox. Imprint, Rite of Flame.
I don't think we need to max greed and, try to cast this Rite of Flame or anything.
Yeah, it just seems like you opened yourself up a lot. Opal.
That is fine.
We can't cast the empty.
Oh, no, we can't. That is not fine. Okay.
We just got bullied.
That's miserable.
We just got bullied hard. Wow.
I,
Gonna cry? Is that what you were gonna say?
I said, damn.
Sad. Where were you last turn, Simian Spirit Guide? Where were you last turn? Now they're gonna surgical our diamonds? Jerk. Clearly we should have kept that 7. They kept this weird Force of Vigor surgical land.
Yeah.
Brainstorm.
Come on, lock it up. Lock it up. Surgical yourself.
Mystic Sanctuary Pass. I don't think we're supposed to empty for 4 versus the endurance deck, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so either, but that was the best draw.
Tropical. Uh-oh.
Yep.
That's not good.
They did not find a 4th land. We found Ancient Tomb.
Maybe we just pass here. There's no point in emptying.
No.
Yeah, so right now I think we're off the empty plan and we're on the pray to somehow resolve Echo plan.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can
Hardcast this immune.
Spirit Guide.
So this is an empty for 8.
We can Spirit Guide into empty.
I think I'm down for that.
They don't currently have what?
They're 1 card
do they
short.
have enough?
They're 1 card short. So if they counter one thing, they can earn on their turn.
Then I guess we're supposed to wait, right?
Okay.
As exciting as it is, it's only 10 power. Yeah.
All right, pass. And they would have had the Uro. They're fetching again with the Misty. Grabbing Volcanic, representing having Pyroblast in hand. They're going to put Uro into play here. Blooded Strand. Gamble, so we can go. We can try to entomb here. What do you think?
I mean, I think we would prefer that it didn't, but I would play the petals 2, 4, 6, 7. We may consider not using Spirit Guide so that we can front side or give ourselves a better chance at being able to front side. What do you think?
I'm up
Should
for
we
whatever you decide.
I think we're supposed to actually use the Spirit Guide. I mean, we want to be able to front, so yeah, I would undo. We want this to hit empty so that we can front side, but I'm really uncomfortable blowing both of our petals. In fact, that just makes the front side not worth it anyways, so. But either way here.
We did not.
Yeah, so we hope they just don't have Pyroblast, which, I mean, they might not.
Echo
They
on the
might
stack.
not.
Force
Okay.
Pitch Force. Do we empty for 12? Or do we hope to draw into another Echo?
12 blocks Uro? Yeah, I guess we do.
Okay, here's the Goblin Army. The Horde has been emptied. They have 1 red in hand. What are you doing? Is this a Fluster?
Really?
Oh, it's a Blue Blast. Okay. Could have countered the Gamble and didn't. Do we just block?
Yeah, I would just stand up every last one of these little gobos. Get them.
Stand up to Elder Titans or something, right?
Yep.
What is it? Elder Giant.
Elder Giant.
Not even a real Titan. Then again, I'm
Just
pretty sure Primeval Titan is also a giant.
Just a bunch of little gobos and Uro just going.
I don't like that sound effect, Tony. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what it looks like he's doing in the picture. I was just quoting Uro, okay? It wasn't me who was doing that.
Prismatic ending, huh? Alright. Take a draw. Boo!
Maybe they won't be able to put a card in their graveyard after 8 draws.
Oh, that Force of Vigor god is real good.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, let's just draw an artifact.
Would you cut it out?
Yeah, this is getting kind of ridiculous.
Target yourself.
Not a fan.
A 3/4?
Do your parents know that you're like this? Come on. We'll go to 13. Savannah, Taiga, Caracas. Counterspell. Wasteland. No respect. Best deck in the format is Delver, and you're out here doing this in public?
Alright, we're spinning.
Right round, baby. What do you think the odds are that we win this game right now, Tony?
They're higher than 5%. Would you stop it? Stop it!
Unreal, yeah.
This game. Alright, just draw Gamble or Entomb.
I mean, our opponent has 2 cards in hand. They clearly have double answer.
Yeah. I mean, now they are actually reasonably chanced. Oh, yeah. When you said 2 cards, did you mean 3 cards?
I meant 4. They did not shuffle on the ponder. 3 cards in hand. I would like to know what's in there.
Right. They're going to counter it. Oh, stop.
What do you think? What do you think? All right, Tony, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call it here. If it's okay with you, uh, I think that we did not get that one. Let's open up the pity chest.
That's great. That was so great. Okay, opponent's Hellbent. What did they get off the top? Force of will, force of will, force of negation. What? How did that happen?
So, I mean, this is just my thought. I didn't think the Burning Wishes were very good. I would look at Fourth Ley Line and one other card on the board and maybe swap these to Infernal Tutor or Wishclaw or something, but what do you think?
Yeah, it seems it makes sense to replace Burning Wish. Then we can play. I'd probably wind up playing one of the empties in the main. And playing. I might even just play Infernal Tutor over Entomb even. Because the mana is awkward enough, often enough, where Entomb is not necessarily great.
That makes sense.
So yeah, I mean, there's definitely some stuff to think about, which is good.
Well, Tony, I'm glad that we have revived Black Belcher. This league was super fun. I really did have a blast. Thank you for coming on the channel.
No problem, my pleasure.
And once again, where can people find you?
So primarily you can find me on YouTube and Twitch. I do stream and I edit those videos and put them up on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitter and Discord, all just TonyScapone. Go ahead and Google me or search TonyScapone anywhere, you'll find me.
Definitely go subscribe to Tony's Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff, Twitch. Great, great, great brewer, as you can see in front of you. This deck list was a blast to play tonight. Tony, any final thoughts before we end?
Keep belching, baby.
You heard it from the master. Everyone, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a great day and keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.